What's up, YouTube? It's Marthor here, back with another video. I think it's been almost a year since I even made a video, but I was out chopping some wood with some new toys, and I'm gonna go ahead and show them off. That's at least 4 or 5 fires there. We only put wood in the fireplace on an extra cold day. It's supposed to snow a couple inches tomorrow, so we'll probably do a fire. And so I was replenishing our pile here. Look at this blue paint. We'll see what did that here in a second. Here's my wood pile over here. We live in the suburbs, surrounded by neighbors, but at least we have and there's our fire pit. At least we have a wood burning fireplace, which is one of the requirements we were looking for in our retirement home. I've always enjoyed splitting wood. Here's my maul. It's just a cheapo. This one's a black knight, but it does the job. It's not really sharp, but I can usually take a piece in just one swing, so it doesn't really need to be sharp. And if this one fails, because there's actually a little crack, but I think that happened because we keep it in the shed and it gets cold and then warm. That might have done that, but it worked just fine today. And if it does fail, I've got a brand new one. Brand new. I actually got a Fiskars to try that out in the garage, ready to go if this one ever breaks. But what I got today to show off is the Schrade SCHF45 with the nickname LeRoy. And I got this to try out batoning and add to my wood chopping tools. I've got this little camping hatchet that I've had that's about 3 decades of use. I always enjoy chopping wood. Whenever I went camping, I would always enjoy providing the firewood for everybody. That was actually my favorite part of camping. I'd come home with blisters every time. So I've gotten a lot of blisters over the years off of that handle. But this hatchet is so durable, I think it's a lifetime tool. That's a Estwing classic hatchet. They still sell them today. I think they still sell them with the same sheaths. Look how my sheath is broken. I don't need to wear it on my belt. I just put the sheath on it to cover the sharp blade that I resharpened many times. But what we're here to talk about right now mainly is this new Schrade batoning knife. And the reason I chose this knife is basically because of its design. It's got 0.18 inches thick spine, which is pretty thick. You can find other knives that are even 0.2 or even over 0.3 inches thick. This one's 0.18, which is plenty thick, but the reason I think it's so durable is because the spine extends past halfway all the way down close to the edge, so it's even 0.18 thick right here, and then halfway to the edge it's still 0.10 thick, getting close to the very edge. One of the most common breakages that happens during batoning is when the edge chips off because it gets too thin, but because this keeps its thickness so far down, I think it's going to be more durable. Also, there's no notches or serrations or saw teeth to make weak points. So this is a full tang. You can see the metal is 0.18 all the way through the handle. And so I think this is going to hold up as a good choice for a batoning tool. But even though that was the main thing I came out to test, it has a very nice sheath also. And it was not too expensive. I think it was $30-something. But what really blew me away today was this wedge, which I picked up on a whim. This is an Estwing that I got since the last time I chopped wood out here. It's an Estwing Splitting Wedge. I guess it's called a Schrade Split Wedge. And it's got these little wings on the side. So don't just get a wedge, I think get the one that has these wings. I think really helps a lot. And once this thing goes through, it shoots through like a rocket. And I think, even though I can split pretty easy with this cheap maul, I think my overall energy expended was 3 times less using this splitting wedge combined with a 4-pound hammer. This one's a Husky brand. So what you do is you get it started with the 4-pound hammer, then you switch to the back side of your maul and use that like a sledgehammer and finish it off, and it shoots through like a rocket 3 times easier than cranking the maul all the way around, which is fun, but this is easier. So if you're a wood splitter, you need to get one of these, for real. Here's what I was using as a baton. It's amazing. So I've been splitting wood for decades, and just now recently learned a whole bunch more that made things easier. So when I was younger, I used to not wear safety stuff, and the odds were remote of hurting myself or getting something in my eye, but why take the risk? So nowadays I'm smarter, and there's my eyes, ears, and hand protection, so no splinters. I did used to wear gloves, but not when I was camping. Nowadays I take gloves camping too. By the way, in Cub Scouts, I'm the den leader. We went to the Cub Scouts and I didn't get to chop any wood. I was disappointed. They just give you the wood for the fireplace, so I don't know. Things are getting too wimpy nowadays. Another thing I learned to improve my wood splitting system, instead of having to balance your log on the chopping block, which is a hassle, especially if it's cut diagonal, I learned, so after splitting in half with the wedge, then I lay the half piece sideways on the log, so I no longer have to worry about how straight it's cut or trying to balance it. It's super easy. No matter how that's cut, you can just lay it against another log, and then you're going to come around and hit right here with your maul with the blade right there, and that'll split it in one strike. So it's kind of a system. It's easiest to split with the wedge when it's a whole piece. Then when it's a half piece, it's easiest to lay it sideways against the log and hit it right there and split it one strike. And then when you have your even smaller pieces that are getting too small to hit with the maul, then I go on to the batoning knife. So you just start your split, and then you pound it through with your baton. So that's all the new stuff I learned today, which is pretty exciting, and can't wait to get through the rest of this pile, which will probably last another year or two and get us through a couple winters and with our fire pit. But this wedge especially is going to make things a lot easier. So thanks for listening, and hope I helped you out with some info, and hope you enjoyed seeing all my stuff. Take care. Bye-bye.